You know the look, right? We've all seen it. The lowered head, the tucked tail, those eyes that just refuse to meet yours. It's that classic, guilty look. But what if I told you that look doesn't mean what we all think it does? Let's get into what's really going on inside your dog's head.
So, picture this. You walk into the room and there it is, your favorite shoe completely destroyed. You look over at your dog and they're giving you that look. So the big question is, are they actually feeling guilty? Well, the answer is probably going to surprise you.
And that's where we're going to start, by tackling this idea head on. It's time to dive into the guilty look myth. Okay, so this really gets to the heart of it. The science is pretty clear here. Dogs just don't have the brain wiring for these really complex, self-aware emotions like pride or shame. And you know what? Guilt falls right into that same category.
So, what you're seeing isn't embarrassment, it's not them feeling bad about what they did, it's us as humans putting our own emotional labels on a behavior that's actually all about instinct. It's a total misinterpretation.
So, okay, if they don't know they broke a rule, then what is going on? Well, it turns out it's not about the rules at all. It's about you. Your dog is basically a master at reading your emotions. They are so incredibly tuned in to you. The second you see that mess, your body language changes, right? Your shoulders get tense, your voice might get a little sharp. That so-called guilty look, it's just a direct reaction to your disapproval.
And this really breaks down the whole mix-up perfectly. Let's just walk through it. 1. You find the mess and you get mad. 2. Your dog immediately picks up on your anger. 3. Their instinct is to calm you down, so they show all this submissive behavior, cowering, avoiding eye contact. And then 4, we see that submission and we call it guilt.
So why do we do this? Why do we instantly jump to that conclusion? Well, it's because of a really common human habit, and that's what we're talking about next.
And this habit has a name: anthropomorphism. You know, it's our natural instinct to project our own feelings and thoughts onto everything around us, especially our pets. We see that look and we think, well, I'd feel guilty if I did that, so we just assume they must feel the same way.
This chart just lays it out so clearly. On one side, you have our human projection. My dog feels ashamed. But the canine reality, it's more like, my person is upset and I feel threatened. We think they know they did something wrong, when really they're just thinking, I need to avoid a conflict right now.
Okay, so we've kind of busted the myth. Now let's get into what's actually happening from your dog's perspective. It's time to start decoding your dog's fear.
The bottom line is this: that whole package of behaviors we've labeled guilt, it's almost always a clear-cut display of fear, anxiety, or stress. They aren't thinking about the shoe they chewed an hour ago. They're reacting in the moment to a threat, and in this case, that threat is an angry owner.
So, what should you be looking for? Well, it's the obvious stuff, like cowering or shaking, but it can also be a lot more subtle. Things like frequent lip licking or yawning when they're not even tired. Those aren't just random quirks. They are classic signs that a dog is feeling stressed out.
And honestly, understanding this changes everything. It means we can shift our whole approach away from punishment and toward patience.
And this is why it's so important to get this right. If you scold a dog for showing these signs of fear, you're not teaching them a lesson. You're actually just punishing them for being scared. All that does is make them more anxious, and it can really damage the trust they have in you. So what's the better way? Well, here are some awesome practical tips. Focus on positive reinforcement when they're good. Make sure they have a safe, cozy space, like a crate or a bed, that's all theirs. Keep a consistent routine. And when they do something you don't like, try to redirect their energy instead of just scolding them. Now, of course, if you have a dog with really serious anxiety, these tips are just a starting point. It's always a good idea to talk to a professional dog trainer or your vet. They can help you get to the root of what's causing all that fear.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. It's a question for you to think about the next time you walk in, see a mess, and see that all too familiar look on your dog's face. Now that you know it's fear, not guilt, how is that going to change how you respond?